Hey guys, it's Miya here, and welcome back to Movies with Miya. And today we're going to discuss the impact of the 2024 film The Substance, and why this incredible masterpiece of a film has raised the bar for the future of cinema as a whole, and filmmaking as well.
One single injection unlocks your DNA and will release another version of yourself.
If you're new here, hey, my name's Miya. I'm a performing artist and singer with a huge passion for film, social media, content creation, video editing, and I'm also an independent filmmaker as well. And here on YouTube, as well as my TikTok and my Instagram, I post consistent content in photo and video and sort of conversational analysis sort of format about all sorts of films and television shows I love and that are also trending in mainstream. Let's jump right on in.
Control yourself!
The Substance was released in September 2024 by Mubi, directed by French filmmaker Coralie Farjat, starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. The film won Best Screenplay at the Cannes Festival and grossed about $80 million on only an $18 million budget. Now, this film is shockingly only Farjat's second major feature film, after she released her rape revenge film in 2017 titled Revenge, starring Matilda Lutz. I also love this film, and I think it pairs brilliantly with The Substance because they both explore women's issues, femininity, violence, and navigating this cruel world that women have to live in. Farjat is a tour de force to watch out for, and The Substance had a massive global impact, with Halloween 2024 being dominated by Substance cosplays and costumes, tattoos, music remixes, club remixes, beverages, drag queen shows, and more. The film additionally was nominated for 5 Oscars and ultimately won one for Best Makeup and Hair in March of this year. So how did this film seemingly sort of spring out of nowhere and have such an impact, even if it was culturally polarizing at times? Let's take a look.
Let's go.
The first topic I want to cover is Farjat's amazing use of prosthetics and practical effects. In a world of CGI, AI, filming primarily on blue screens and green screens, almost every facet of this production was actually done practically, kind of in a similar energy as 80s horror. Farjat and her team thought outside the box in ways that were very practical but also so fascinating, and ultimately really effective on screen, which is the most important thing.
From the start, when I started to write the film, I knew that I needed and wanted to have all the effects being practical and made for real, because the movie is really about flesh and bones. It's a movie about women's bodies.
The Mubi special that explores the behind the scenes of the making of this film, it beautifully captures Farjat and her team 1,000% involved and invested in every single shot, all the way down to creating multiple body doubles of Demi Moore for her back in the birthing of Sue, filming toy motorcycles for dream sequences, and spraying gallons and gallons of fake blood for the film's gory finale. Now, this sort of filmmaking is not only innovative and creative and just an absolute blast to watch, but it harkens back to the origins of genre and horror films that shocked the hell out of audiences decades ago, like Cronenberg's The Fly.
Be very afraid.
Or Carpenter's The Thing. Both of whom, by the way, are influences on Farjat. It additionally shows great dedication to the filmmaking craft and the art of storytelling in a way that is fresh and innovative, even if we think we've seen it all on screen in this modern era.
We use so many different techniques with helmet cam, with handheld cam, with crane, going from hyper macro into the eyes to super wide. So of course we use different lenses in the process, and we have to make invisible cuts so as to make it look like a sequential.
The Oscar the team received for the hair and makeup was so deserved. They put the work in with those prosthetics, and boy, it truly shows. So what else makes this film stand out and raise the bar for the future of cinema and also filmmaking? This story and its idea and its execution and how original it is, I think, is extremely impactful. Because frankly, we're living in a world full of reboots, remakes, live action versions of stuff, and sequels that no one has asked for that are dry, unnecessary, and lifeless, if I'm being really honest. And while Farjat's concept is fresh, bizarre, disgusting, heartbreaking, and timely, it simultaneously honors directors and filmmakers of the past.
I
again discovered this movie quite late, and the scene that left an imprint on me that was extremely strong is the Stargate sequence. I remember the shock that I had discovering this film here, which to me is related somewhere to what we saw before with the 2001 It's movies where everything is not explained, but that let you travel endlessly in their worlds.
You can very much see the influences, but Farjad just doesn't take these elements and copy paste them. They are woven seamlessly in her film in ways that work, I think, really interestingly with these fresh concepts she has. So it honors the greats, but it does not imitate them. Very fine line. It's clear there's no ego with Farjad. She heavily respects those who came before her while simultaneously adding her own flair and making her own mark and stamp in cinema with her own signature choices. For example, both Sue in The Substance and Jen in Revenge wear similar star earrings. Finally, The Substance will stand the test of time and raise the bar for cinema because the film is bold, controversial, and leaves a lasting impact. The concept is so bizarre and gross and heartbreaking and human and timely. The cinematography, editing, and the soundscape in particular, as well as the soundtrack by Rafferty, are immersive and terrifying. The film's last act is so out of the box and unexpected and disgusting that every time I saw this film in theater, most people didn't leave their seats when the credits rolled because they were just in so much shock. And that is what cinema is about. That is what people want to see when they go to the theater. When I saw this film, and I'll insert some footage here from my Instagram story, I did not drive my car for 10 minutes after I left the theater because I was so overwhelmed and shocked and moved by what I just witnessed on screen for 2.5 hours. Now, of course, like all films and genres, this is not for everyone. The Substance received plenty of criticism and hate as much as it did praise. But ideas like this that are bold, fresh, innovative, and have something to say, it's rare to see these days. And so I think over time, The Substance will become a cult classic and a film to remember for these reasons.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And hey, even the folks who abhorred it and found it offensive, yeah, I do get it. But the shock and the freshness of it and the original ideas, they all go both ways. Even if it receives negative attention, it still shows that it had impact.
Wonderful. Wonderful. That's what I'm talking about.
I am immensely excited to see what Farjad does next. No word yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. And maybe some other time I'll do a think piece video on her other film, Revenge. If you like this video and you want to see more Substance and other film and TV content, please like this video and subscribe. It would mean the world to me, especially as a small creator. I am also on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is more for short form analyses that are written, but it's still a lot of fun and a good time over there. All right, friends, respect the balance. And in the meantime, take care of yourself.